It's quiet. The silence is somehow more ominous. There's some writing engraved on this tablet. Let me read it. The challenge of destruction. The power of destruction you must seek from those that fall from the sky. Having thus cleared your path, face you shall the rage of destruction's king. By your hand you must become the fury that drives the savage beast. Once the king is so calm, the seal of the stone shall be no more, bringing conclusion upon the challenge of destruction. In the chambers of trial there shall be no record save, for that in itself is a challenge posed. That's what the tablet says. Did you understand that? Why don't you read it for yourself, Kyle? Nah, I'm good. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Ranger. In the last one we finished off our duty in the forest and now we're in the Jungle Relic. I guess we're supposed to break these things in our way? But that's weird, I don't see any Pokemon around at all. Where are we supposed to get help? I wonder if it's the mysterious button in the middle of the floor. Oh my god, it is! And we actually have a new Pokemon here. This is Bagon. Bagon being paired with Gligar makes sense because their attack method's pretty much the exact same. Bagon charges forward doing a headbutt. It moves pretty fast while it's doing so, but because it's a baby form Pokemon, it doesn't take too many loops to capture. It does do, I think, some decent damage, but that's mostly important at lower levels at this point. Bagon doles out headbutts with its hard skull. It can move a small obstacle. So, you can look on screen and notice the field moves we got and what icons are on the pedestals around us. This is a game of matching and trying to find the exit. This might sound annoying, but the switches you press will always drop the Pokemon you need in most cases. There are a couple of dead ends that are more here to help you in the long run than anything. I'm going to press every switch, mostly for the basic experience along the way. But because these are technically required, I am going to speed up most of these fights. This is something I will give Ranger 1, though I remember Ranger 2 and 3 being better about this. The game does a good job of having each of the later game dungeons have something to it to make it have its own identity. Even if it's just more set dressing than anything. Like, they could have easily just made all of these areas be, here's the metal fence again. But no, they actually go out of the way to give them their own aesthetics and individual identities, even if it's relatively basic by the end of it all. Again, this is a pretty decent adventure game on the first playthrough. It's on repeat, you start to notice the trends and issues therein, more than anything. And even then, I don't think those trends really start to become a problem until actually right now, coincidentally. But I'll talk more about that in a few moments when it's more relevant because of what lies at the end of this challenge. I should note, though, whenever you see a Wurmple in this particular challenge, you don't actually need it for anything. It's more there just so that there's always 2 Pokemon that drop down whenever you find a switch. The Magnemite even have more of a purpose in case you're taking damage along the way. And I would recommend, if you're running low on health during this challenge, using them. Because, similarly to what the challenge says where you can't save therein when you're in the challenges, which I believe means you can't quick save, even though quick saving wouldn't be that big of a save anyway. You also can't bring any of the Pokemon that you capture within them to the boss fight, so watch out for that. Also, that was a C-Dot. It just does a slight headbutt that's the size of its body, and that's about it. C-Dot throws full body tackles. It's small, but full of energy. It is a minor thing, but I really do appreciate that even during this whole challenge area, they're still throwing new Pokemon that aren't just boss fights at you. Again, this game does a good job at pacing its Pokemon out during the main story, even if there are several you just don't see if you don't do certain side activities along the way. And even then, the side activities are pretty far and few between in comparison to some other games. We're almost actually at the end of the challenge itself, so if you want to use your Magnemites, the time to do so is actively after the next battle, because the moment you use the next Pokemon we're capturing to break the pillar directly to our north, every Pokemon we've captured is going to actively leave us. With that said, the next Pokemon is a new one. It's time for Shelgon. Shelgon's attack is the same as Starmie's. It spins in a circle, but this one spins in circles that are very wide and unruly to capture during. So I recommend the moment it starts attacking, just give up whatever loopy point you're at and wait for it to come back on screen slowly. Dangerous, but doable. Shelgon launches whirling attacks by cleverly spinning its sturdy body. Wait, actually, now that I think about it, I think the moment you break the Topaz Stone, your health gets fully restored anyway, so now that I think about it, don't even worry about using the Magnemite, it's not worth your time. Especially if, like, you just leveled up. Do kind of think they could have maybe themed some of the challenges better around what their name is. Like, the Challenge of Destruction here, yeah, you're breaking stuff, which is destruction, but it feels like that's more themed around the boss fight coming up than anything. Now, this part of the game exemplifies my largest problem with Pokemon Ranger 1, though, with regards to its boss fights, but we'll talk more about that after this cutscene. Kyle, careful, something's coming. Indeed it is. Time for Salamence. Salamence is a nightmare. Absurd amount of loops you need to do. It's invincible whenever it's doing an attack like that screen-nuking shockwave attack it does every time you fail a capture, and even then sometimes at random. It can fly completely off-screen at random, and its main attack otherwise is a giant laser that has so little warning it feels like it's cheating at times. That fight sucks, and because you only have Plusle and Minun, it's not even the easiest to stun. Salamence roars to set off earthquakes. It also shoots a beam from its mouth. Hate that fight. It went very smoothly there, but it has not in the past, and also didn't in failed recordings. When you captured the Salamence, the stone steel disappeared. We've cleared the second challenge. Yay. 2 down, 1 to go. Bye. Okay, let's head back. That boss fight, if you're playing along, is a wake-up call. Not in a fair way either, because the game's boss fights in this game start off pretty easy and admittedly fair because you usually have Poké-Assists there to help you, with like Mach or the Rhydon or even the Camerupt. But this set just feels bad. What is that thing? It looks like a statue. And the fire's leading up to— oh, hello there. Is this an Entei? It is! It's a statue of an Entei! It's the legendary Pokemon. They say one is born every time a new volcano appears. I don't know of a more noble-looking Pokemon. But this is strange. Why would there be a statue of an Entei here? Cameron never mentioned anything about a statue like this, did he? Not from memory. Well, either way, let's move on to the third challenge. Oh. What are those people doing? This seems like a weird place for practicing comedy routines. I'm so sorry, we're conducting a research program. It's a very important study. I can let you in there while we're conducting our important study. What are we studying? This research will be able to answer that question much better than me. What? Don't voice this on me. We're studying our topic very intently, and it's very important, and you're just not allowed in there. I'll be finished before too long, so if you could come back then... Actually, please be sure to come back then. Suspicious. But I guess we have no reason to suspect you besides the fact you're clearly a Go-Rock sprite. So, moving on. Time for our third and final challenge. I hear a roaring sound from the far end. Is that maybe the wind? There's some writing engraved on this tablet. Let me read it. The challenge of wind. From 4 directions do strong winds blow. At times oppose them, at times accept them, and your path you shall find. Awaiting your arrival shall be the wrath of one that represents wind. By your hand you must become the fury that drives the savage beast. Whence the beast is so calm, the seal of stone shall be no more, bringing conclusion upon the challenge of wind. In the chambers of trial there shall be no record save for that in itself a challenge is posed. That's what a tablet says. Did you sort of get that? It might be better if you read it yourself, Kyle. No, we got it. The challenge of wind, I think, is the easiest actual challenge because it's just wind platforming. You're being slowly pushed either horizontally or vertically into pits. Just do your best to resist it with the controls. I think this is a little bit easier with the stylus than the D-pad, but it's ultimately easy either way. The gusting winds mussed up my hair completely. Kyle, you're all teary-eyed too. Ugh. I even think the boss fight here is the easiest of the 3, barring using Minun and Plusle on the Kingdra. Because it's time for Flygon. Flygon, not for nothing, is extraordinarily fast. You're not going to be able to really easily track this thing with circles because, well, look at it. What you're supposed to do here instead is wait for it to attack, because its attack is sending 2 tornadoes out in front of it at somewhat askew angles that kind of randomly depends on its mood at that time. but you're meant to get like 2 or 3 loops in a row, then wait for another tornado to go off, and then do some more. It's very easy to get that fight done. I do recommend going for the minimum amount of loops for it though, because otherwise, if you go for extra experience, you're probably gonna mess up or have to start all over again. It's just worth it to end that fight as quickly as possible. Flygon flies almost faster than the eye can follow. It whips up gusts of wind. And that's 3 for 3. We're done here, I guess. When you captured the Flygon, the stone seal disappeared. That's it, we've cleared all 3 challenges. Alright, now what, do we just leave? I mean, I'll take the mysterious energy even though I'm full already. Okay, let's head back. Done deal. Kind of ominous, they're still showing the 3rd flame light up, but it's probably just set dressing, it totally means nothing. Maybe it's a post-game thing. Since we're already here, wanna check out the other challenge? Not to do it, just look, okay? You know what? Yeah, that does sound kind of enticing. Might be overextending by what we were told to do, but it doesn't matter. Those 2 guys aren't here anymore. Their study must be finished. Yeah, looks like it. Let's get in there. Look how the stone tablet's been wrecked. The stone tablet's too badly damaged. I can't read what it says. Maybe someone wrecked it to make sure no one clears the 4th challenge? Sounds plausible. Doesn't make much sense. Wanna try reading it, Kyle? Let's see what we can glean from it. Stone tablet's badly damaged. The engraved text is almost possible range. The chal fire, violent flam. Path find a way be a drain of by hand is calm, rivs the vegist. When is so calmasil, tono mobrin, collusion up howlin fur. Chamber trial there, no save, or itself challenge. Well, that last sentence is pretty clear, but the rest of it, hit or miss. Alright, what do we got here? Looks like a bunch of little craters, kind of a triangle-shaped area, maybe. Seems pretty straightforward. Oh, great. Pokemon Go-Go! We've been waiting for you two! Even if you're in a hurry, stop in your tracks. Open your ears to our melodic attacks! The rhythm of rage pounds the ground. Let the melody of ambition rise to the skies. If you don't know us, we'll cure your ignorance. Billy, Garrett, Clyde, Tiffany, the Go Rock Squad's top prospect band of key shaker and taker celebrities. A name once heard, never forgotten. Go Rock Squads. At least you're starting to vary a part of the speech a little bit, guys, but come on. Hey, long time. Welcome to the Challenge of Fire. You folks are Reunion Rangers, am I right? As you can see, this Charizard's in a world of suffering. Don't you think you ought to capture it, you know, so you can calm it down? I sense something up here, and I can't quite place what. Hey, Kyle, what is this foursome? Are they high-ups in the Go Rock Squad? Sort of, kind of. They've kind of been vague about that thus far. Oh no, look at the Charizard. The Charizard's really suffering. Well, I guess it's our job to fix. So the Charizard here flies between any of the 3 flame-marked platforms in the corners, and your goal is to get to it as fast as you can while avoiding the fire spurts which stun you. And if you get to Charizard in time, you fight it. If you don't, it just flies off to another corner, you have to chase it down. So Charizard's a pretty rough fight in that its attack here is spurting fire up in the sky, which then falls down. I always opt to take some additional damage here just to free the field up a little bit so I can get the 10 loops in very quickly and easily. Otherwise, if you're trying to worm your way around them, it's gonna take too long and doesn't feel great. This boss fight is rough otherwise. Charizard breathes super hot flames that melt ice and incinerate even steel. A strange energy feels our star once again. Oh, no, that's a bad sign. Bye, Charizard. Bravo! That's what I expect from a Union Ranger. I tried capturing that Charizard, but our prototype Stellar couldn't quite get the job done. Worse, our unfinished Stellar caused injury to that Charizard. An accident, of course. We lucked out when you gullible Rangers happened to come along all cheerful and helpful. But you have our thanks. You cleared the 4th challenge for us. What are you saying? We captured the Charizard, but we didn't clear any challenge. You're not too swift, are you? Capturing that Charizard was the 4th challenge. Uh-oh. I'm sure nothing will happen, right? There's a legend about the Jungle Relic. Maybe you've heard of it? If all 4 of the Relic's challenges are cleared, a great calamity will befall the Fiore region. We, the Go-Rock Squad, desperately wanted that calamity to happen. Then we got some word that some clueless Rangers, that's you, were coming here to take the challenges. And bingo, I had a wicked idea. We'd convince you to clear the 4th challenge and bring on the calamity. You had more trouble than I expected, but hey, it's all cool. Anyway, I wonder what's happened to the Entei statue. I hope it's nothing good. Crap. Darn it, we were tricked. What do they mean by calamity? And what did he mean by the Entei statue? Is something happening to it? Let's go check that statue. Whatever it is, clearly it's not going to be anything good. Yeah, though, I've always wondered if there's like a full text of what we actually know the Challenge of Fire text to be, because you can glean a good amount of it, but not the entire thing. There's fire number 4. Delightfully late. What's supposed to happen when the 4 challenges are cleared? The altar's now lit by fire, but that seems to be it. It's pretty, but that doesn't seem like a calamity to me. Oh. Well, that wasn't too bad. Huh. The Entei statue disappeared. But, so what? Is that the horrible calamity? I guess that gang was just pulling a prank on us. They had me scared over nothing. Kyle, we should head back. We're done with the challenges. I don't think anything else will happen. Alright. I'm a little sussed out, but, well. It's a pretty quick trick bapped. Oh, what? Earthquake. This quake, this isn't good. What's that noise? It's coming from inside the relic. Let's go back. We have to investigate this. Yeah. Alright, now. From Cameron to Kyle. Oh my gosh, it's an earthquake. The tremor seems to be centered in the Jungle Relic. I mean, the both of you, I'm sure you're okay. You are okay, aren't you? I want the both of you to survey the damage and investigate the cause, but be careful of aftershocks, okay? False City is Aria. She was in Summerland. Should be headed your way, too. I'm strictly ordering you to think safety first. Is it still shaking? Yes! We're not done here yet, because now it's time for us to save the Jungle Relic, although I think with all the lava, I might be a little beyond saving at this point. It's unbelievable. Everything's completely changed in here. There's lava where water flowed. The tremor and the roaring noise were from the eruption of an underground volcano. Oh, hi, Aria. Aria! You got here fast. Oh, so you all safe after all. I was about to leave Summerland after a mission when the earthquake hit. I got the feeling this was no ordinary quake. I thought maybe, just maybe, something unthinkable happened. I'm hoping it didn't happen, but you didn't clear the 4th challenge, did you? Aria, the 4th challenge, we did it, but there's a good reason. We can explain. There was a Charizard in pain. Oh, save your excuses for later. What is that over there? Is that an Entei? Great. An Entei? Why would a legendary Pokemon appear here? I don't know why, but it must be linked somehow to the volcanic eruption. Anyways, I can't let you handle this anymore. I can't believe you would clear the 4th challenge. No ranger would be so foolish to do such a thing. I'll call Niente. That will stop this disaster from getting any worse. You can do whatever you want, but don't do anything to mess things up anymore. Understood? We caused this. We have to do something about it. I'm in agreement. We're not done here yet. In fact, if anything, you're just past the halfway point. But we also got a new Pokemon here. It's Numel. Its attack is just a weaker version of the Camerupt's one. It's like it's a pre-evolution. With that said, it doesn't take a lot of loops, and because it's so slow with its attacks and so small, not a lot to worry about. Numel blows fire straight up from the hole on its back. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 11, we're gonna investigate the on-fire Jungle Relic to see if we can calm things down around here. See you guys then.